Welcome back, everybody. I know a lot of times there's specific topics in videos, but today mine is kind of a random conglomeration of my thoughts as of late. I have to clean up a few games, and I have a couple new Pokemon things right behind you I want to show you, and it leads to one of the topics I want to talk about. First, let's get these games cleaned up. Actually, let me show you this game. So this game I've never even heard of. Back in the Nintendo 64 period, I don't remember Knife Edge. The wife and I were on a date lunch the other day and stopped at a place called Second and Charles. If you have any of those near you, it's a really good place to get deals. I checked this game and it was sold for under price charting. Every game I checked was under price charting prices, which kind of blew me away a little bit. This one, like I said, just thought it was definitely worth a try. Haven't had a chance to put this in yet, but am excited about it. Sometimes it's nice if it's a game I'm thinking of, just like the shooting games. It makes things kind of easier because you can just veg out and play a game. So looking forward to that. One more special game I just got, and if you've been watching this channel for a little bit, you know that this is a game I was really looking for. Had a friend reach out to me, one I do local deals with a lot, and said, "Hey man, found this game on Whatnot, bought it for you." I asked him how much he wanted. He said price charting. I was more than happy to do that, but he ended up selling it to me for $5 less than what price charting is. So here is the game, The Lost Vikings. I was looking for this in Siege, found a beat up copy for $24.99, and luckily I didn't get it. There was also one other copy I found there, and it was $70, but it might have been in this good shape, but I don't think so. This game is in really good shape. I'm excited to play this. I loved watching my brother play it when I was a kid, so I'm excited to be figuring out the puzzles and things like that all by myself as a grown-up child. So, gonna work on cleaning some of these games. Still working on building inventory for the vending event that my friend and I are going to do for our business. Been working on that a lot at nights, working on social media stuff for that and ideas, cleaning up games. I got a couple projects I need to work on to fix some consoles, but this is one of those things I saw a deal and just couldn't resist. I got all of these Atari games for $16 shipped to me. Kind of a lot of commons like Asteroid, another Journey Escape. I'm actually editing a video, I don't want to give too much away about it, but that has some of the stuff in it. So a lot of these are duplicates. Kangaroo already have, Combat, kind of some of the normal games, but $16, just gonna clean these up, test them out, make sure they're working, and take these to the vending event or sell them first. We'll see how it works. So in front of me are two packages that both came from Costco. The problem is, this package I paid $100 for from somebody off Marketplace. This package my wife picked up today for $56 at Costco. So I saw this on Marketplace a few weeks ago, and I thought it was a good deal. The person had 4 of these and said, if you get all 4, do them for $100 each. So I thought, okay, it's not MSRP, but this ETB, $50 to $60, right? Even MSRP. ETBs tend to be $60 now, when in the past they're $50 or cheaper. This booster bundle, generally they're they're everywhere anymore. $20 and $30, closer to $30. GameStop actually sells them for $40 now. So GameStop, if they would sell this for their ETB and booster bundle prices, $100 is what you would pay at GameStop. Prismatic, on the other hand, it's nearly impossible to find these in the wild, especially where we're at. Luckily, they've been printing the mess out of these in order to get them to the people that want them. I've held out a long time with my ETB collection because I did not want to pay for this, what we call market prices. So there's MSRP, what the big box stores sell it for, and then there's the market price, what we'll call it the secondary market sells it for. So for instance, this was $56. Market price, I'm not sure, I haven't checked it yet. I would say it's probably 100 to 120 right now. If I were to sell this, somebody would pay me that much money to buy this. And it brings me to my point. The very next week after I bought this online, or after I bought this from that marketplace person, it was a good deal, good transaction. Local Costco had these for $56, and my friend picked several up. I was able to pick a couple up for, vending in the future, which I know that's part of the problem. But if I would have just waited, I could have got this at MSRP. I've had a video before about FOMO, so fear of missing out. I realized when I was collecting, and I still collect retro games, but when I first started collecting retro games, people were getting so angry at resellers, and I wondered, why is that? Because, they are basically finding the games and selling them back to you. Of course, a lot of the games that we want are much more expensive. But at the same time, I'm not going to be able to go living in Florida to the backwoods of Arkansas, where some of these guys are going, to source the games, put them on eBay, and disperse them through the rest of the country. So resellers had a spot. And they were very hated in retro gaming, at least for a while. I think it's more acceptable now. I mean, I resold. That's how I built my collection really cheap, and I've talked about that over and over again. But on the other side, with Pokemon, you have scalping. So scalping is buying something at retail and selling it to the same people who would buy it in your local area for 2 to 3 times the price, because now they can't get it, so they're relying on the scalpers to buy it. I was very stubborn when it came to buying at market prices. I failed here, but it wasn't bad. That's, like I said, that's still a good deal. But here I got a much better deal, and I am keeping these. I'm probably going to sell these to a local card shop at a percentage of the price, and still hopefully have enough for an ETB I don't have. That's the goal for this. I don't collect for either one of these sets. If it was Paldea Evolved, I would tear all of this open, but it is not. So I'm going to open them up, put them in these packs, and have the booster bundles to the side. Let me do that real quick before I finish. So what I'm trying to say is, a lot of times the things that seem like they're the issue aren't necessarily the issue. Resellers weren't really the issue with why retro game prices were going up. And this is not going to be a like statement. Scalpers aren't necessarily the reason why prices go up in Pokemon. It is the constant demand to want to pay whatever price we can to get the items. I mentioned not buying hardly anything at market price for a long time. And that is because I was stubborn. I figured maybe I would never get an Elite Trainer box, but it was better that than to support some of the people that are cleaning stuff out and not caring about the people behind them. And I've made it my goal, whenever I go into a store, even if there's super limited stuff, if there's somebody behind me, I want to leave them something, or at least offer them something. I think it's important to be able to help people in that way, but not only to help people in that way, to help them not get angry. So if these things are worth $105, $110, $140, I think they got up to you as a consumer, then it is your choice to buy this or not. Let's go back to FOMO. So the fear of missing out, that's what drives these prices up. That's what drives the scalpers to the stores to buy this at MSRP and sell it to others for 2 to 3 times the price. Fear of missing out, though, isn't on the scalpers, right? That's on us as consumers. The thing I've realized with Pokemon and with collectibles in general is patience always wins the game. Patience helps you think through things, not be irrational about things, and make wise decisions. Now, there's a lot of Pokemon investors in the hobby, and I kind of am because I have the ETBs that are sealed. I also bought a couple booster boxes in the past month or so, trading cryptocurrency for that. I feel like that's more secure in the long term than some of the cryptos I had money in. But I think it's important to not be so angry in the hobby. Here's another thing about patience. Tonight is Wednesday and there is a Walmart release. For the past month, I have not been able to get anything on those Walmart releases, but tonight I won and I was able to get some stuff. If I look at the past month, I say, oh yeah, I was able to win a Walmart thing. But if I go back and look at the past week and I see how many losses I have and I see how many wins other people have, that really makes me think that other people are benefiting off the hobby that I love. It's a way that we draw a distinction between other people and us. So, like calling them scalpers or calling them resellers or calling them whatever. When in reality, if we were to just care for the hobby in our own way, do what we needed to, be patient, and buy the product that is available. Upcoming, Pokemon is printing a lot of this stuff. As you can see, it is going around all the stores. The new box that's at Sam's, again, I was able to get 2, surprisingly. They have 14 packs of Prismatic in it for $56. That is crazy. And of course, people are already selling them for, $125 and up. I think I looked today and the market price is like $118 on them. Wherever there's money to be made, people are going to try to make it. And wherever there's a hobby, there are people trying to make money out of that hobby. Even us collectors, guys that play, if we're just playing or collecting singles and we open up the second Victini from Black and White, we're going to resell it. We're going to sell it to somebody that needs it for, guess what, market price, $400 something, whatever it is now. We're not going to, out of the kindness of our hearts, give that to somebody, right? So hobbies generally are about making money. And if you're not prepared to spend money and time in a hobby, then you're probably not prepared for that hobby in the long term. So I don't expect many people to agree with what I've just said. And if you're still here, congratulations, because I've rambled a lot. Let me know what you think in the comments and how you feel just about not being a problem, but being a possible solution. Caring about the people behind you and not differentiating yourself from other people and how they partake in this hobby. So just throw your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what you think. If this wasn't helpful or whatever, just let me know. But as always, I appreciate your support and thanks for watching.